growing up as an Ultraman follower, every single time I watch Ultraman, like during at school, at break, or even at home, and then there's this one person that checks on what I'm looking at, and they ask the same question as always: is that Power Rangers? Yeah, that always happens. So, in this video today, I'm gonna explain to you guys the differences between Ultraman and Power Rangers to hopefully better understand, or make you guys better understand what the differences between these two heroes are, because there are a lot of differences between these two separate, franchises as well as heroes. But yeah, I'm just gonna make this video for any newcomers to Ultraman, so that way you can better know which one Ultraman is like which and which one's a Power Ranger, which it shouldn't be that hard to tell, to be honest. So yeah, let's get into the video. So let's first talk about the release date of these two separate, franchises or superhero franchises. Now let's start off with Ultraman. Ultraman came out on July 17th, 1966, while the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came out on August 28th, 1993. So yeah, Ultraman is one of those really old Tokusatsu, superhero series. Well, I could be wrong. I'm not sure, but yeah, Ultraman came out way before Power Rangers. Now let's talk about the differences between Ultraman and Power Rangers in terms of looks and design-wise. Now, Ultraman is always this giant humanoid alien that has some type of red design, or sometimes in a different color design, but pretty much those I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to say patterns, because it does look like a pattern, because it's like on one side it looks like that and the other side looks the exact same thing. But I'm just gonna call it design wise for the sake of this video. So yeah, Ultraman's design, it has this one color or separate colors, any kind of color. I'm not sure. Let's talk about the original Ultraman himself. The original Ultraman has a bunch of red design on him, and it goes all around the body, and yeah, from chest, arm, leg, and even head, or the neck or the back. And yeah, while Power Rangers, on the other hand, let's talk about the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series. Yes, they do share the same color, red, but keep in mind there are other Rangers to compare them with Ultraman, which makes Ultraman look very out of place. Let's take a look at Mighty Morphin, the Power Rangers themselves. They all have only one color on them, and yes, they do have a pattern or some type of design on their chest, and sometimes on the gloves and boots as well. But that's pretty much it. They only have the diamond shapes. And yes, it does go around the body, similar to Ultraman, but keep in mind that the Ultraman sometimes has more than one design that is connected to the entire body. I mean, if you look at the figures of Ultraman, you'll notice that the red parts keep going all around the body. While Power Rangers, on the other hand, they only keep it at the chest and on the back. And another differences between Ultraman and Power Rangers in general is just the head. I mean, you cannot compare the bodies that much, or you cannot see what's differences between the body, then take a look at the differences between the head. Ultraman has a alien-esque looking head, while Power Rangers, on the other hand, all wear helmets, and they all take it off. So yeah, that's the big difference between Ultraman. He's not wearing a helmet, and he's not wearing some type of boots, or I mean, he is kind of wearing some boots, and some Ultraman does wear belts, but Power Rangers, on the other hand, they always wear belts and boots and helmets. I mean, that's the big differences between Ultraman and Power Rangers in general, is the helmets. Power Rangers wear helmets, Ultraman does not. So yeah, that's another difference you can see there. Another difference between Ultraman and Power Rangers is that Ultraman has a color timer on his chest. Power Rangers, on the other hand, did not have that. And they're just sometimes the Morpher, since we're comparing Mighty Morphin, the Morpher is on the belt. And yeah, that's pretty much the difference between them. Ultraman has a color timer, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they don't have a color timer on their chest. Well, something that's similar to that is just the Morpher on the belt, even though it doesn't blink red, but I don't know. We could use that as an example of what makes them both different in terms of looks and design. Anyways, now abilities. Ultraman, on the other hand, the original one, uses hand-to-hand combat and karate and stuff like that. And sometimes his abilities, like he can use like plasma beams or use ultra cutters by doing some hand movements. And Power Rangers, on the other hand, do not use any of these. I mean, yes, there are some seasons where they do some type of energy punch or energy karate chops, but Power Rangers, like, they use weapons. Like they use handheld guns, handheld spheres, and weapons and swords. I mean, Ultraman, on the other hand, does use swords. I mean, Ultraman Jack uses a spear and a shield, but Ultraman, like nowadays, they don't use that many handheld weapons. Well, compared to now. Well, yeah, Ultraman does not require a gun or a blaster for the most part, and the blaster is seen on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers like belts or the holsters. And Ultraman, on the other hand, does not, like, you know, have like a gun visible to him. There are some Ultraman where the weapons are like visible on the body. For an example, Ultraman Max, the Max Spark, and Ultraman Mebius, his his Mebius Brace can like summon the sword pretty much. Power Rangers always come in a team, and sometimes they can be just 3 Power Rangers, or I don't know. But the most part, Power Rangers are always in the group. Ultraman, on the other hand, is all by himself. Yes, he does have help from the military or the Earth defense teams, but at the end of the day, Ultraman is just fighting by himself. Like, yes, there were some Ultraman series where it has like 3 Ultras. So, I mean, the whole reason why you're calling Ultraman Power Rangers because you saw a clip of like Tiga, Dyna, and Gaia fighting together as a team. That's just a really dumb reason. I mean, you do not call the Saint Seiya's Power Rangers or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Power Rangers. I mean, granted, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are quite popular in America. I mean, you just don't call the Saint Seiya's Power Rangers. So, yeah. Yeah, Ultraman is fighting giant monsters all the time, and sometimes he can change in size. Power Rangers, on the other hand, require a Megazord to fight the monster. And yeah, pretty much that's the difference there. Power Rangers need to summon Megazords to fight the monsters, or the giant monsters. Ultraman, on the other hand, does not need to, like, you know, summon something to grow giant. He just becomes a giant humanoid alien that fights giant monsters. And yeah. Another huge difference between Ultraman and Power Rangers is the transformation sequences. As you may know, Power Rangers always like morph or transform into their Ranger forms by either pressing a button or do some hand movements. Ultraman does do similar to that, but the huge difference between Ultraman and Power Rangers in terms of transformation is the iconic Ultraman transformation rise. Yes, Ninja Steel or Ninja made a huge parody of Ultraman, which is pretty funny, but keep in mind, that's the only Power Ranger or Super Sentai like did similar transformation to Ultraman. Not that I know of, because I'm not too huge of a follower in Super Sentai. If there are any other Super Sentai Ultraman-like transformations, like where they do the rise pose, let me know in the comments, because the only one I know is from Ninja. And yeah, considering the first ever Super Sentai series where Power Ranger source material came from was also made in 1971. So yeah, Super Sentai and Ultraman came out way before Power Rangers. So yeah. Now I am done explaining. I'm done explaining all the differences between these two separate heroes and franchises in general. Now I can finish up with the video. Now yes, there are clear similarities between Power Rangers and Ultraman, but hopefully with this video you now change your mind in saying that Ultraman is not a ripoff of Power Rangers. And yeah, please, do not be like those Ben 10 fans calling out Marvel for making a way big wannabe. Even though Ultraman came out way before Way Big, and Way Big, I mean, the creator of Ben 10 has actually admitted that he's actually based on Ultraman because he likes Ultraman. So yeah. Anyways, guys, hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you didn't miss a video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well. All that will be linked down below. And yeah, guys, hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.